Hey, what's up everybody? David from Babylon Sector back again with some more Shadowrun. I've been super busy off camera just grinding some stuff, and I found out some really cool things that have really helped out. So I'm going to kind of go over some of that stuff and then show you how it's done. As you can look at my pocket secretary, I've now got a ton of money. I also got a new cyber deck. It was the 50,000 or 45,000 new yen one from Microtronics in the Renraku Arcology, and you can see this deck is much better. I can actually, I'll let you know this, I've actually got attack 8 and sleaze 8. So I guess you might be asking yourself, how did you get this much money? I mean, I will admit I did play for probably 3 or 4 hours off camera, but I found out some things that sort of helped me play a little more optimally. So I kind of want to show you guys that, so you can sort of emulate that and help yourself while you play. Now here we go, Lone Star. So like I said earlier, keeping your cool, not doing things rash, it usually helps in those situations. So I did do some matrix runs for a Johnson out in the Pile-Up Barrens, and if he offers you, here we could just go there and take a look because I can show you this. So he can offer you 3 different types of matrix runs. It could be a simple run, which is usually about 500 new yen, a moderate run, which is usually between 1,000 and 2,000, and then advanced ones. And when he offers you an advanced one, you actually get a permanent passcode for that target into your deck. So this is this Johnson. Big Orange Jarl, and let's see what they have to say. So he's offering an extraction run, which is what we're trying to get ourselves geared up to do, but we're not quite there yet. Extraction runs are arguably the hardest thing to do in the game, so you have to sort of build your way up. So you can see he's offering a moderate matrix run here. Decent for that, but we won't go through, but it's, we won't go through and wait until he gives us a complex one, but I'll show you sort of what the results of one of those looks like. So if you go to cyberspace, typically we've been doing system search. If you go to enter passcode, because I've done some complex matrix runs, I've got these places in the system. Now these things are pretty heavily defended, but I found something really cool with Seattle General Hospital I want to show you guys. So let's go back to downtown Seattle and sort of camp out near Roscoe so we can get him some easy files. And I'm about to show you guys some things that I learned that helped me just accelerate the amount of new yen I was making by ridiculous amounts. So we're going to go to Seattle General Hospital, and this is why. I'll also show you guys how sleaze works, because it's pretty neat. So before you are in combat, before you hit your first thing of attack, if you have sleaze, you can basically hit it and try to bypass the ice, and you can see, boom, didn't even have to fire a shot. Now granted, it is at 8. I've actually got these 2 programs loaded into this deck, leaves me with 0 memory. So you can see sleaze 8 again, bypassing it. So here's what I learned. Nodes that are different colors and different levels are going to typically have bigger payoffs or less payoffs depending on the color. So blue, which we typically don't see that much, and usually they're not even defended by any ice. It's usually like outdated files and junk. Those are going to be your lowest. You very rarely even get paid for that. And then there's then it would appear that green is going to be the next lowest. And, you know, there's a few things in there that can be worth a lot. And then you get to orange, and then it really ramps up. In addition, there's levels of within the colors. So as you can see up at the top corner, this is an orange 5 data store, which is the highest level. Well, I'll take it back. There are some level 6s and 7 things, but this is one of the highest of the oranges. So we'll knock this one down. I'm not having a ton of success here, but I'm not too worried because I've been breaking this thing down all day. You can see every time I hit it, it's jacking it up bad. So we 4-shot it, not bad. And now we're in. So I just want to show you all the difference in one run off an orange 5 data store than those green ones we had been doing earlier. I also did a lot of escort quests, so my computer skill with Phantom is like 11 now. And then you can see it's not even wasting any of my time getting these files. I also found out that you tend to get about 1 karma for every 15 to 20 nodes of ice you destroy. So, you know, in a run like that, I'm getting a karma every 5 runs. But let's take a look and see what he's going to offer us for these 5 files from the orange 5 data store. 2,000, 800, 800, 2,000, 400. So over 5,000 right there. And the beauty of the Seattle General Hospital is that you don't have to go very far down the tree to get to that high level orange data store. It's right here. I mean, you have to bypass 2 nodes that are really susceptible to sleaze. And it's no big deal. Now you can't use sleaze on the actual data store itself because it's like sleaze allows you to kind of bypass it without permission to do anything to it. You're basically just walking past it. And so we need to be able to actually manipulate the node, which means that we have to be able to actually destroy the ice. And you can see, I mean, I'm missing a couple of times, but nothing I can't keep up with. And done. Now you do have to consider that Phantom's, I think, computer skills started at 4. It's now up to 11. So you can tell I've definitely spent a decent amount of time doing some escort missions, just trying to get, you know, that level up. So let's go to Roscoe, do it again. 1,800, 1,000, 2,500, 600. I mean, so these are significantly better than before, where we would get like 200, 300, 200, 800, nothing. You can see in just a couple of runs we've gone from 80-something thousand to over 100,000. So we can basically create new yen out of thin air at this point, which is where we want to be, because the items we're going to be going after next are going to start getting expensive. So the next thing I want to start doing is start to look at getting some group items. I haven't been doing a lot of fast travel, so it hasn't been too big a deal, but I want to start to get some things that you can get to sort of give your group some sort of passive benefit. We got plenty of money, so we can start doing that. I also want to start getting contacts. You know, I don't even know if we have a single contact yet. And actually, we can see that from the vid phone screen. Yeah, we'll just tell this guy to slot off. We have no contacts, so I want to start kind of going back and spending some of this money to start getting contacts, because they're going to offer some things that you can't find in typical stores. So let's just go back to our starting area and see who can give us some contacts. So I'm going to switch over to Joshua since really he's more of the guy I want to use because he has slightly higher reputation. And one thing I wanted to show you all is just how much I've been able to grind out. So Joshua, I've mainly been putting it into firearms. I'm going to start specializing here in a little bit, and I actually think I'm going to specialize shotguns because they're so strong. And when we get to extraction missions, I'll kind of go over sort of how each weapon can benefit you and sort of how your style of extraction runs dictates sort of the weapon you use, but we're not quite there yet. But if we look over at Phantom, I mean, I've basically just put everything I can into computer for the last several hours, and it's definitely paying off, as you can tell. So let's start getting some contacts now that we have a lot of money. Contacts can help flesh out the story, but the most important thing is they can give you lots of cool stuff. Sometimes at a higher price for stuff, like I said, that you can't find anywhere else. So we'll go to Gunderson. We'll say I'm looking for contacts. And, you know, he gives you a little speech about how you should approach your contacts. So this is for a decker who's could teach us a few things, and it's 1,000 new yen, so easy money will pay. And you can read it. He takes the money, and he's given us her name, and her name is Wilma Timenhoff. And she's the only one that he offers. So we'll get out of this menu, and we can contact Wilma Timenhoff and kind of see what's up with her. So now that we go to videos, the vid phone, see now we have a contact, Wilma Timenhoff. You connect to the decker. She keeps the video display turned off. Interface quickly or disconnect. And then we can say, I would like... Oops, I hit the wrong button. Sorry guys, I've just woken up a few minutes ago, so I'm a little out of it. So we'll see what her services are. So she can answer some questions about the Matrix, or she can sell you some experimental programs. So our first one is Rebound, and the other one is Degrade. So they have different sort of benefits. She has a level 3 version of either for 5,000. I don't really think we need it, but it's something we can keep in mind. Sort of going forward. I do believe this is the only contact we can get from here for right now. So let's head over here. Let's see what contacts we can find. A lot of good ways to find contacts are in bars, considering bars are sort of where... Oh, that's so strange. Those random events really make me nervous. And we're drawn into a fight, which we'll go ahead and just... And you can see how strong my group is with these guns now. It's pretty ridiculous. Alright, let's see. I always love this one. An old man flashes his gums at you. His foul breath is air freshener compared to the stench of his withered body. So he's not going to do us any good. So there is no contact here. And I really honestly haven't explored a lot of this map. I kind of know what I like to do. And just kind of do it, but... And I do want to get some cyberware in a little bit too, so we'll definitely keep that in mind. Because there is a so I do want to carry shotguns, like I said, at some point, but I also want to make sure I don't get arrested, so you can get some weapons permits from a guy. Okay, so there's clearly nothing else going on. And here's another one where somebody's taking my picture. It's really weird. I'm sure it's part of the story advancement, but since we're not really advancing the plot, it doesn't matter too much right now. So let's go to, I think that there's actually a Shadowrunner up here. We're at the Space Needle, which is kind of cool. As you can see, there's a Shadowrunner here. So we'll talk to him and see what's up. I do want to also get another Shadowrunner. I think I want to get another Samurai, but we could entertain the idea of maybe get the Mage, but let's see what he needs. His name is Trent. He's been studying the magical arts. He feels like he's too good for college, which absolutely understand that. See, this guy actually has a contact, and he just gave it to us for free, which is really cool. So this is for Professor Jefferson. Cool. So we're not going to hire him. I don't really want a mage, to be completely honest. But it's nice to get a contact for free, especially because usually they're already in the couple thousand range. So let's go give him a chat.
Rejected.
So you see we have Professor Jefferson now. We'll see what his services are. Oh, damn it. I hit the wrong button again. So he can tell you about paranormal creatures, or he can tell you about a mage's club. So he can give you $1,500 to join a mage's club. I mean, I'm not a mage. I'm not gonna get a mage, so no. Okay, so a pretty useless contact for what we're looking to do, but like still a contact nonetheless, and a free one. Okay, so we're gonna pay to get into Matchsticks, and let's check her out. So this is the best decker in the game. She's 10,500, but honestly, at this point, I believe Phantom's actually better than she is, because I've put such an investment in him. So we're not gonna hire her. She's pretty cool looking though. I mean, she is punk as hell. I do want to see if she has some information now. And we won't ruin the flavor for you if you want to play through this. Not really interested in her backstory. So here's another Johnson, Julius Struther. He's a higher level one. But let's ask him for some information and see if he's got some contacts. Okay, here we go. So, a mercenary who knows a lot about breaking into the Hollywood Correctional Facility. And we'll absolutely pay to get this guy's name. It's Captain Quentin James. So let's give him a vid call and see what he has to offer. What I'm looking for is a couple of things. I'm looking for a weapons permit, which one of these guys does sell. I'm looking for the maglock passkey. It's sort of a way to open up locked doors without having to have a ridiculously high electronic skill. I do plan on making Phantom just because it makes sense in a lot of ways. He's going to be the guy who is going to be cracking open doors, but I do want to get the pass key just to make it a little easier. So let's talk to Captain Quentin James. Who the dreck are you? How did you get my number? Huh, friend of mine? Well, get talking. So we'll see what he has to offer. His weapons. So it's literally just, this guy just sells frag grenades and this submachine gun, which is not bad. I mean, I might get some of these things later on, but until I get a weapons permit, I'm not going to do anything. Okay, so here we know we can get some frag grenades here if we wanted some, instead of just buying them from the dude on the street. I guess it's like having a, and here we go. It's like having a drug dealer versus going and finding one on a street corner. It's probably a little bit safer. It is never a good idea to buy that from them because there will be a cop probably every other time. And when you get sent to jail, you lose a lot of money. And I am not in a position to where I want to lose over 100, you know, almost 100,000 again. So we'll kind of keep going along. And I feel like in a sense we're kind of backfilling in things that we didn't do earlier. Because now we're in a really good position to make some stuff happen. So here's Lone Star, so we can check out what's going on here. Oh wow. Okay, so I'm gonna save scum that. I guess when you're a bad dude, you can't walk into a police station, which should have been a 20,000 yen fine. After I just talked about it, is pretty harsh. So we'll go back over to Penumbra and be a little more careful. So what we're looking for is bars. Anything that we think we can get a contact from. We kind of can tell what looks like abandoned buildings because of, you know, not having any information on the front. Club Penumbra. So I'm going to need some more reputation to get in there. Don't know. Yeah, I really don't have a lot of karma, so increasing reputation right now is an impossibility. Okay. Oh, shit. Okay, so that mage just really hit him hard. Well, we can use the med kit to bring somebody back to life though, so increasing willpower for him probably won't be a bad idea because he got basically two-shot by that mage. Of course the mage couldn't really stand up to the sort of attacks that I can hit him with. If we look at reputation, yeah, 6, it's not that bad. We're just going to keep going from zone to zone and see what kind of contacts we can get. Now, the one thing I do want to do here, though, is I want to get the Orc Armband. And the Orc Armband is basically going to make taxi rides free. It's a huge item. It'll add up over time. So, this is the Orc Gang's hideout. And then as you noticed, every time we get a taxi, it's from an Orc. So they're pretty much hooked up with the gangers. He says 750 to talk to the boss. Absolutely. This is the leader of the Orc Gang. So he obviously he has contacts and he sells protection. So the protection, give me 2,000, and the Orcs will treat you like one of their own. So we're gonna do that. So he gives you the armband, and then he says, by the way, I know how you can get out of paying cab fare. He's asking for 500 more, but the funny thing is that the armband is the way. So he's just trying to rip you off. So we're going to say no. And he says, oh, you're too quick for us, Joshua. Blah, blah, blah. So now we have the orc armband. So we have a group item. And this is going to make it free to ride every taxi. So that's awesome. The next thing we're going to do is get some contacts. So toss me 5,000 and I'll give you our boy's number. His name is Henry J. Culver. He's our boy in the mayor's office. He's on their payroll. So we'll see what that guy has to offer. One other thing I wanted to show, well, when we go move to another place, I'll show you the effect of the orc armband. But we'll go to the video phone, Henry J. Culver. The vid phone connects to a vulgar little man. He notices your orc armband instantly. So it probably changes his attitude a little bit. So this guy can delete the criminal record. So he can delete my criminal record for 2,500. So obviously I've done some things that shouldn't. We'll go ahead and pay for that. Not too bad. Okay, so this guy can get us into Hollywood Correctional Facility in the Remont Barrens. I don't have any need to go in there at the moment, but that's an interesting thing. So we'll definitely keep that in mind. And a bar fight, of course. And another bar fight. When these guys want to die, they can just go ahead and die. I don't really care. Man, a third bar fight. Okay. A fourth bar fight. And literally nobody's coming because I've killed everybody. Alright, we're in, finally. So we'll see if the guy has any contacts. I have a fixer I use when I need something nefarious. And this guy's name is Max. We'll look and see if Peter has any contacts. I don't think he does. Gives you a little backstory. Okay, cool. Okay, so let's find the nearest vid phone. See what's going on. So this guy's got badges you can use if you wanted to take a more stealthy approach to an extraction run. Interesting. But they're like $6,000. And I think they're only good for one run, so really probably not even worth that. Okay, I need to get a visa to get to this place. This is the Council Island. There's sort of a Native American undertone here too, considering it's Seattle. So we'll okay, so you can get a passport for 500. It's not bad. So I went ahead and bought a passport because that seems like a no-brainer. Somebody is attacking the shit out of me. This guy's strong. Ooh, and I'm dead. Alright, we're scumming, baby. And I think what happens when both of your guys die is you actually lose your Shadowrunners. And let me tell you, I am not going to go back and redo building up another decker. It's just not worth it. Okay, so here is another place. And we have like an orc, mage. Which looks pretty cool. That might be somebody we can pick up. And that's more magic spells and things. I really haven't spent very much time here at all, so it's, this is not a place I'm terribly familiar with. But we'll pick up a passport again. And we'll check out. See what's going on up here. And honestly, this is all very new to me, so I have no idea what I'm doing here. But I'm not seeing a lot of buildings, which is unfortunate. I don't like the look of this. So we'll head back to civilization for a bit, because this is definitely not something I'm really prepared to do. What a timely place, VidPhone. Alright, well we're gonna stop the video here. So I've shown you how to get some contacts. I've shown you how to get the orc armband. So see you guys next time. Hit like if you like, subscribe if you want to subscribe, and y'all have a great day. See you next time.